People need to know what's going on, these illegal, immoral actions that the administration is taking against citizens.
Right now today at noon, we are following the breaking story at this hour. Protests throughout the city as President Trump's Border Czar Tom Homan comes to Rochester, backing police and speaking with the RPD union. We've got live team coverage in just seconds.
Live from the WROC studios, this is breaking news from News 8.
Thanks for joining us here halfway through this Tuesday at noon. I'm Brennan Summers. We get right to the breaking headline. Rochester back in the national spotlight today as President Trump's Border Czar Tom Homan is coming to the city, here to show support for local police following a controversial immigration traffic stop in Rochester last month, while protesters alike are blasting the Trump administration's crackdown with immigration. We do have live team coverage starting from the Locust Club, where Homan will be meeting with the union for RPD. Adam Chodak leads us off. Adam.
So Tom Homan actually just got here, like within the last 3 minutes. You can see the doors behind me. He was hustled right in. He perhaps was outside for maximum 4 seconds. He's going to go talk to the members of local law enforcement. We're not exactly sure what he's going to say. No media presence allowed there. He has been saying he wanted to visit Rochester ever since this incident last month over on Whitney Street, which is just off Lyle Avenue. As you might remember, federal immigration agents had pulled over a van. They then called in Rochester police for backup. When police got there, they then engaged with those inside the van. And Mayor Evans, the Rochester Mayor Malik Evans, he came out a few days later and said that the officers were wrong to do so because that action flies in the face of the city sanctuary city policies, which says that police cannot engage in immigration work. Tom Homan came out shortly after that saying that that is illegal. He took issue with the city sanctuary city's policies, and Rochester has been a focus ever since. And now you have the Trump administration DOJ filing a lawsuit saying that the sanctuary city policies are equal to obstruction. Mayor Evans disagrees, saying it just means that they won't help. That's going to be talked about in the court and likely here at the Locust Club. What happens after Homan is done talking with local law enforcement, we're not sure. We would of course love for him to come out and answer some of our questions, and we do have them. Meanwhile, you have protesters across the street, and I know Isabel Garcia is over there. So with that, Brennan, I'm going to toss things right back to you.
Adam, thank you again. Tom Homan, as you said, just arriving moments ago. Let's go to Isabel. Demonstrations so far today, Isabel, from the city, both sides of the issue, literally both sides of the street.
Yes, that's right, Brennan. I'm standing here on one of the sides, but you can see behind me that there's pretty equal turnout on both sides. Protesters against Tom Homan's visit, saying he is just not welcome here, and immigrants are. There are community members on this side across from the Locust Club, as well as folks from the Finger Lakes chapter of the Party for Socialism. Organizers I spoke with tell me there are several protests happening across the region. You'll hear from some folks in some of the other locations in just a moment, but all of this opposing the Border Czar's visit in Rochester as a whole. They wanted to make sure the actual site of the Locust Club itself would not be forgotten. We're seeing, of course, several security measures on the side of the Locust Club. We know it is a private site, so they wanted to at least have some sort of presence here. They also say that they want to see more leadership take action against that controversial stop, saying Rochester police has a decent-sized budget and they should not be taking orders from the federal government. Now, right across the street on the side of the Locust Club itself, there are dozens of community members, mainly a lot of retired and active law enforcement officials, I'm told. Now, I did speak with a retired Monroe County Sheriff's Office deputy who told me that they started organizing about a week ago, knowing that there would be counter-protesters to the Border Czar's visit, and they really wanted to show support for law enforcement in general and back the blue. Now, getting back to some of those other protests that have been happening across the region, people generally are speaking out saying that they just simply do not want the Border Czar in this community.
People need to know what's going on, these illegal, immoral actions that the administration is taking against citizens.
I understand what's happening to our democracy when people like ICE can just come in and grab people off the streets, out of college campuses, and just throw them away in a terrible place without any due process of law. We have laws in this country.
Now, as these protesters are continuing to chant and have their messages heard, lots of signs, of course, on both sides, we are not really seeing too much escalation, a lot of safety, really concerns from both sides here as well. We see some folks in some safety vests on this side opposing the Border Czar's visit, and then generally on the other side, they are just really here to back the blue and to support law enforcement. We will, of course, continue to follow all of this coverage throughout the day today as this progresses. For now, we'll send things right back to you in the studio. Reporting live in Rochester, Isabel Garcia, News 8.